fans across the sea of ferocious fans, their signs waving and energy electric. Fireworks explode from the stage in a dazzling display. Welcome everyone to Wednesday Night Riot. We are live and sold out for another unforgettable night of action in Renegade Wrestling. Last week, history was made when Owen Hart made his triumphant return, shocking the world as he stood shoulder to shoulder with Southern Justice and the Green Meanie to send the Dangerous Alliance running for the hills. The screen lights up with a highlight reel. Owen Hart storming the ring and joining forces with Southern Justice and Green Meanie. The wild brawl that erupted in the ring, ringside, and into the crowd. Stone Cold Steve Austin's shocked expression as Owen locked eyes with him. Tonight, the fallout continues as Owen Hart, Green Meanie, and Southern Justice team up to take on the entire Dangerous Alliance in a massive 10-man tag team match in our main event. Can the Alliance keep their momentum, or will Owen Hart prove he's here to take Riot back? But that's not all we've got for you tonight. For months, Jeff Hardy and Raven have been at each other's throats, and tonight they settle their grudge in a one-on-one action. Will Hardy finally put Raven in his rearview mirror, or does the leader of the flock have more mind games up his sleeve? A graphic flashes on the screen showing the outsiders facing big time at RiotFest with the tagline "Winners Takes All." And in breaking news, it's official. At RiotFest, Big Time will put their World Tag Team titles on the line against the National Tag Team Champions, the Outsiders, in a winner-takes-all match. But tonight, we get a preview of the epic showdown as Kevin Nash goes one-on-one with a mastodon, Big Van Vader. Will Vader crush the Outsiders' momentum, or can Nash prove the club's dominance? The camera zooms in on the hype crowd as chants of "Riot, Riot" echo throughout the arena. And it all leads to that colossal 10-man tag team match that is our main event tonight. Folks, buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride here on Wednesday Night Riot. The camera cuts to the ring. Let's get this show started already. The crowd roars with excitement as Owen Hart arrives. The King of Harts, dressed in his signature leather jacket and wrestling gear. Owen steps onto the stage, taking in the ovation from the packed arena. He pauses at the top of the ramp, nodding to the fans before confidently making his way to the ring. Inside the ring, Owen grabs a mic, and the crowd chants, "Welcome back," with deafening enthusiasm. A smile briefly crosses his face before he raises the mic to speak. "You know, being taken out by the Dangerous Alliance, left for dead backstage, and then watching from the sidelines for weeks, that was one of the hardest things I ever had to endure. But it was moments like this, standing here before you all, hearing you all cheer, that reminds me exactly why I do this." The crowd cheers louder, and Owen takes a moment to let them settle. "When I won the Battle Riot, I earned my shot at the Renegade World Championship. I punched my ticket to the main event of RiotFest, and that is where I plan to claim my destiny. But Stone Cold Steve Austin and the Dangerous Alliance couldn't handle that. They couldn't handle the idea of me taking what they think is theirs. So they tried to end me. They tried to break me." Owen paces the ring, his intensity growing. "Well, guess what? I'm still here, and now I'm more dangerous, more determined, and more ready than ever to take that title. Austin, you better drink up, because at RiotFest, the clock runs out on your reign." The crowd chants, "Owen, Owen, Owen," as he glares in the camera. But tonight, I've got a little preview of what's coming for the Dangerous Alliance, because the Green Meanie, Southern Justice, and I are going to show you what happens when you mess with the wrong people. This isn't just a match, it's a war. Owen drops the mic as he climbs the turnbuckle to salute the fans. The energy in the arena is electric as the camera cuts to the announce desk. Owen Hart is back, and he's not pulling any punches. RiotFest is shaping up to be explosive, but tonight, we're going to get a taste of what's to come in this massive 10-man tag team main event. Commercial. Come back from commercial, the camera cuts into the arena as Michael Buffer stands in the center of the ring. "Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first." The crowd erupts with boos as Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, walks out with a determined glare, slapping his chest and yelling, "This is what I do!" He storms the ring, his opposing presence undeniable. Weighing at 360 pounds, from Silsbee, Texas, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. The cheers turn to cheers as Monty Brown, the alpha male, bursts onto the stage, hyping himself up and stalking toward the ring like a predator sizing up his prey. And his opponent, weighing at 265 pounds, from the Serengeti, Monty Brown. Brown slides to the ring, locking eyes with Henry as the crowd busts in anticipation. The last time these two forces of nature collided, the entire ring collapsed under the sheer force. You have to wonder if this arena can even hold these two tonight. The bell rings and the two powerhouses charge at each other like runaway trains. Locked up in the center of the ring, Mark Henry quickly uses his weight advantage to shove Monty back, but Brown springs forward, showing his unrelenting energy. The match sees both men showcase their brute strength. Henry dominates early, throwing Monty around with ease, using a huge spinebuster and thunderous bear hug to try and wear him down. Remember, folks, the ring has been reinforced tonight, so hopefully we will get an outcome to this match finally. Monty fights back with stiff strikes, breaking free from the bear hug. Then, using his agility to duck under a big clothesline from Henry, he rebounds on the ropes to deliver a stunning shoulder block that rocks the big man. The climax of the match comes when Henry hoists Monty up, looking for that world's strongest slam, but Brown fights out with elbows to the side of Henry's head. Henry stumbles, and Monty capitalizes, exploding off the ropes with a devastating pounce that sends Henry crashing the mat. The pounce! Henry's down! This could be it! Brown hooks the leg, and the referee counts. 1, 2, 3! Ding, ding, ding! Here is your winner, Monty Brown! The crowd erupts as Monty stands tall, beating his chest and roaring in victory. What a statement win for Monty Brown. If anyone had doubts about the alpha male's dominance, they were just silenced tonight. Monty celebrates in the ring, pointing to the crowd. Meanwhile, Mark Henry rolls out of the ring, visibly frustrated, as the camera fades to a commercial break. The camera cuts back to the arena, to the backstage interview area where Missy Hyatt stands with a confident-looking Batista. Batista, a few weeks back we saw you make it very clear that you're no longer a part of the Unholy Coven. So what's next for you now that you've chosen to carve your own path? Missy, is real simple. I'm done with the Unholy Coven. I've had enough of the games, the manipulation, and being someone else's pawn. I'm my own man, and I'm here to carve my own path in Renegade Wrestling. The Coven can keep their darkness and mind games. I've moved on, and I'm focused on bigger and better things. Batista pauses, his expression hardening as he stares at the camera. But they're not done with me. But if they're not done with me, if Kane, Sinister Minister, or anyone else in that group has a problem, they know exactly where to find me. I'm not hard to find, and I'm not afraid of any of them. Batista gives a nod of determination to Missy before walking off down the corridor. The camera follows him as he rounds a corner, only for Kane to suddenly appear from the shadows, blindsiding Batista with a devastating uppercut. Oh no, that's Kane! Batista didn't even see it coming! Kane viciously assaults Batista, grabbing him by the throat and slamming him into a stack of crates. Batista tries to fight back, landing a few punches to Kane's midsection, but the big red machine is unrelenting. He grabs Batista and drives him into the concrete floor with a thunderous chokeslam. This is just brutal. Kane has left Batista in a heap, and I think the message has been sent loud and clear. As Batista lies motionless, Kane stands over him, his head tilting ominously as he breathes heavily. Sinister Minister steps in the frame, a wicked grin on his face. You could try to run from the darkness, Batista, but you'll never escape it. Kane walks off with the Sinister Minister, leaving Batista sprawled out amidst the wreckage. Medical personnel rush to the scene as the camera cuts back to the commentary desk. Batista said he was done with the Unholy Coven, but Kane just made it crystal clear they're not done with him. We cut a commercial break. Come back from commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Cameron, North Carolina, weighing at 215 pounds, Jeff Hardy. The crowd erupts as Jeff Hardy makes his signature entrance, high energy and focused. And his opponent, from the Bowery, weighing at 240 pounds, representing the flock, Raven. Raven emerges with his usual brooding demeanor, ignoring the jeers of the crowd. He slides into the ring and locks eyes with Jeff as the referee signals for the bell. The match begins with Raven trying to slow the pace, utilizing his brawling style, but Jeff uses his speed and agility to counter. Jeff hits a series of high-flying moves, including a flying forearm and a spinning heel kick that sends Raven reeling to the outside. Raven returns moments later and takes control after tripping Jeff into the ropes and following up with a snap suplex. He grounds Hardy and takes his time to deliver punishing strikes. Raven taunts the crowd, which only fires them up to rally behind Jeff. As Raven sets up for the even flow DDT, the crowd suddenly stirs with noise. Matt Hardy appears at the top of the ramp, drawing Raven's attention. Wait a minute, that's Matt Hardy. What's he doing out here? Matt starts yelling at Raven, distracting him from Jeff, but Raven releases his hold on Jeff and starts shouting back at Matt, furious. Matt smirks, clearly enjoying Raven's frustration. Raven's got his focus split, and that's never a good idea when Jeff Hardy is in the ring. As Raven returns his attention back to Jeff, it's too late. Jeff hits a twist of fate out of nowhere, followed up by a swanton bomb from the top rope. Swanton bomb! Jeff Hardy got all of it. This could be it. Jeff hooks the leg and the referee counts. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. The crowd explodes as the referee raises Jeff's hand in victory. Here is your winner, Jeff Hardy. Raven rolls out of the ring, clutching his head and glaring at Matt, who stands smugly at the top of the ramp. Matt Hardy just cost Raven this match, and you can bet the flock isn't going to let this slide. Jeff Hardy picks up a huge win, but the tension between the Hardys and the flock is far from over. Jeff celebrates in the ring, motioning toward Matt, who points back at his brother with a knowing grin. Meanwhile, Raven sees on the outside, muttering angrily to himself as he exits through the crowd. Come back from break, the camera cuts to Jim Cornette in his office watching a monitor showing Jeff Hardy celebrating his win in the ring. Cornette chuckles to himself, clearly impressed. Suddenly, the door bursts open and strides CM Punk, the Metropolitan Championship draped over his shoulder. Cornette, we need to talk. RiotFest, the biggest show in wrestling, the mecca of this industry, is right around the corner, and here I am, the Metropolitan Champion, without a match, without a spot. Now, I'm not sure if you've forgotten who I am, or if you're just playing stupid, but this is unacceptable. I've carried this title, I've carried this brand, so I'm going to make this real simple. Give me my spot on the card, and you better start giving me the damn respect I've more than earned. Cornette leans back in his chair, smirking at Punk's intensity. You know, Punk, you're right. RiotFest wouldn't feel quite the same without the Metropolitan Champion. I mean, you've done a hell of a job making sure everyone knows who you are, and I mean everyone. But let me ask you something. If you're so good, so untouchable, who should it be? Who do you think deserves a shot at you? Because let me tell you, there's a lot of guys knocking on my door. Sure to be Brian Pillman, who's as unpredictable as lightning storm? Or maybe Jeff Hardy, who's hotter than a firecracker after that win tonight? What about Monty Brown, a man who's been leaving destruction in his wake every time he steps in that ring? Or maybe Randy Orton, the man you cheated out of that championship at Violent Night? Cornette rises to his feet, pacing as Punk glares at him. You want respect, Punk? You want to prove you're the best? Let's settle it once and for all. At RiotFest, it'll be you defending that Metropolitan Championship in an Iron Survivor match against Brian Pillman, Jeff Hardy, Monty Brown, and Randy Orton. 5 men, 60 minutes. Whoever scores the most falls walks out with the title. The ring crowd can be heard erupting from the monitors as Punk stares Cornette down, his expression a mix of frustration and confidence. An Iron Survivor match, huh? You're really stacking the deck against me. Fine, let them all come for me. Let them try. But when that clock hits 0 and I'm still standing with this title, you will personally raise my hand. Cornette smirks, clearly enjoying the tension. I'm looking forward to it, Punk. You prove you're the best, or prove you're not. I don't care. Punk storms out, the Metropolitan Championship glinting under the lights as he mutters under his breath. Cornette smirks at the monitor, watching Jeff Hardy's celebration continue. What an announcement! CM Punk will defend his Metropolitan Championship at RiotFest in an Iron Survivor match against Brian Pillman, Jeff Hardy, Monty Brown, and Randy Orton. 60 minutes, 5 competitors, and only one man walks out with the gold. RiotFest just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Come back from commercial break. The camera cuts to the backstage where Jeff and Matt Hardy stand in a dimly lit hallway, clearly still buzzing from Jeff's earlier victory over Raven. Jeff has a determined look on his face while Matt seems fired up, a storm brewing in his eyes. Jeff steps forward. Tonight was step 1. Beating Raven was just the beginning of something bigger, because now I got my eyes set on the RiotFest, the Iron Survivor match. Brian Pillman, Monty Brown, Randy Orton, CM Punk, for the best this place has to offer. But I'm going to that match just to prove that I'm not just extreme, I'm the best. And I'm walking out as the Metropolitan Champion. Jeff's voice is steady, but the intensity in his tone is unmistakable. Matt nods in agreement before stepping forward, his voice carrying a sharper edge. That's right, Jeff. Jeff's got his plans, but as for me, mine's a little darker. You see, there's a place of my past that I just can't shake. A piece that keeps clawing at me, keeps dragging me down. And that piece is Raven. Raven, you manipulated me, broke me, and turned me into something I never wanted to be. You made me betray my own brother, my own blood. But I fought back. I clawed my way out of the darkness. And now I'm standing here, stronger than I've ever been. But there's one thing left to do. One final chapter to write. Matt glares directly into the camera, his voice dripping with venom. So Raven, I'm challenging you to a hardcore match at RiotFest. No rules, no excuses, just you and me. I'm putting the past to rest, burying the flock, and ending you once and for all. Jeff places a hand on Matt's shoulders, giving his brother a nod of support. Punk, Orton, Monty, the flock, it doesn't matter. At RiotFest, the Hardys aren't just fighting for championships or for pride. We're fighting to leave the past behind and carve our future. And we won't stop until we get it. The brothers walk off, leaving the camera. Jeff Hardy is laser focused on the Iron Survivor match, but Matt Hardy has made his intentions clear. He wants Raven in a hardcore match at RiotFest. If there's one thing we know about these two, it's that they're not afraid to fight tooth and nail to make their statement. Cut back from commercial break, the camera pans over a buzzing arena as Michael Buffer stands in the center of the ring, microphone in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your next contest of the evening. This bout is scheduled for one fall, and it is a clash of titans. The crowd erupts into a chorus of boos as Kevin Nash makes his way to the ring, flanked by Scott Hall. Nash exudes confidence as he sprays the crowd, smirking arrogantly. Introducing first, accompanied by Scott Hall, representing the club, standing at 7 feet tall and weighing at 328 pounds, from Detroit, Michigan, big, sexy Kevin Nash. Nash saunters the ring, playing to the crowd disdain as Hall walks around ringside, hyping up his partner up. The crowd roars with approval as Vader emerges, the intensity radiating from him. Following closely is the equally imposing Big Show. Together, the duo marches to the ring, ready for war. And his opponent, accompanied by the world's largest athlete, the Big Show, from the Rocky Mountains, weighing at 450 pounds, this is Vader! Vader steps in the ring, staring down Nash as Big Show circles outside, making sure Hall keeps his distance. The referee signals for the bell. Ding, ding, ding. The two massive competitors lock up in the center of the ring, struggling for dominance. Nash gains the early advantage with a knee to the Vader's gut and following up with clubbing forearms to the back. Vader absorbs the blows and fights back with stiff punches, driving Nash into the corner. Vader unleashes a devastating running splash, causing Nash to stumble out of the corner. He hoists Nash up for a massive body slam, but Nash rakes the eyes to escape. Nash counters with a sidewalk slam, going for the pin. 1, 2, kick out. Hall cheers on Nash from ringside, banging the apron. Nash keeps Vader grounded with a chin lock, but the crowd rallies behind the Rocky Mountain monster. Vader powers out, delivering stiff punches and a thunderous short-arm clothesline. He signals for the Vader bomb, and the crowd explodes as he climbs the second rope. Just as Vader gets ready to leap, Hall jumps up on the apron, clocking Vader with the National Tag Team Championship. The referee calls for the bell. Ding, ding, ding. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match via disqualification, Vader! As the crowd erupts in boos, Hall and Nash begin retreating up the ramp, holding their heads. Big Show gets in the ring to help Vader back to his feet. Big Time isn't back down. The Outsiders might have thought they sent a message tonight, but it's Big Time, standing tall. Vader and Big Show stand in the ring, fists raised, as the crowd cheers. The camera cuts to Hall and Nash glaring from the ramp, mouthing off as Big Time poses with the World Tag Team Championships. So we cut to commercial break. The camera cuts to the backstage area where the club, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall stand in their private locker room. Kevin Nash, still sweaty from his earlier match, casually tosses a towel onto the chair. Scott Hall lounges with a toothpick between his teeth, his signature smirk in place. Triple H adjusts the national championship on his shoulder while Shawn Michaels leans against the locker, exuding confidence. Hey, yo, Vader, might have gotten that little win by DQ tonight, but let's not kid ourselves. That wasn't anything but a warm-up, Chico. At RiotFest, when the real stakes are on the line, the Outsiders, we're walking out with all the belts. Big Time? Nah, there'll be no time after we're done. Kevin Nash steps forward. Exactly. Vader and Show, they might be big, but they can't match up to us. We're the Outsiders, the greatest tag team in history. RiotFest is ours. Those tag titles, just another piece of gold to add to the collection. Camera pans to Triple H, who steps forward, his expression dripping with disdain as he adjusts the national championship on his shoulder. You know, this title right here is not just gold. It's a symbol of greatness, of dominance, of what it means to be a champion. And then there's people like Booker T, guys who think they belong in the same conversation as me. But let me tell you something, Booker. People like you, you're not championship material. You're a good athlete, sure, but you don't have what it takes to carry the weight of this title or this business. That's why it's on my shoulder, and it's going to stay there. At RiotFest, I'm not just going to beat you, I'm going to embarrass you, because I'm not just the game. I'm the greatest national champion Renegade Wrestling will ever see. Michael steps forward, a smirk on his face, he adjusts his jacket and stares in the camera. And then there was AJ Styles, Mr. Phenomenal, huh? You've been running your mouth, sticking your nose in our business, trying to play hero. Well, AJ, heroes don't last in this business. At RiotFest, I'm going to stop the show, end your little rebellion, and remind you why they call me the Heartbreak Kid. You're good, Styles, but you're not me, and you never will be. The group shares a smug laugh, their confidence radiating. RiotFest is the club chime, chicos. Every match, every belt, every moment. It's all ours. Sweet dreams, Renegade Wrestling. Hall will flick his toothpick at the camera as the camera lingers on the four men, exuding arrogance as they fist bump and continue talking among themselves before cutting commercial break. Come back from commercial, the scene opens in the dimly lit backstage area where The Undertaker stands in front of the camera, his wide-brimmed hat casting a shadow over his cold Calgarian eyes. Sting, I warned you. I warned you that crossing me was a mistake. You wouldn't live to regret. You destroyed my bike, my pride. Now you think you can step to my yard and walk out alive? No, boy. This doesn't end in a match. It ends in a burial. At RiotFest, I'm going to dig a grave just for you, and I'm going to bury the last shred of your pathetic career in it. The camera pans to the side, revealing Sting, his face bloody and defiant. He's held firmly by Chronic. They each grip one of his arms, keeping him on his knees as he struggles against their iron grip. Scott Norris stands in front of him, landing thunderous punches to his ribs and face. Sting grits his teeth, refusing to give the Death Crew the satisfaction of hearing him cry out. Undertaker steps forward, his opposing frame looming over Sting. He tilts Sting's head back with a firm grip, forcing him to look up. You look at me when I'm talking to you, Sting. This is just what happens when you challenge the Reaper. You think you're some kind of hero, some savior? You're nothing but a man on borrowed time. At RiotFest, I'm going to finish what I started. But first, I'm going to remind you who owns this yard. Undertaker steps back, motioning to the Death Crew. Norton delivers one final punch to Sting before Chronic drags him across the floor toward a waiting motorcycle. The camera follows as they tie Sting's feet to the back of the bike with thick rope. This is sick. Somebody stop this. This isn't about wrestling. This is torture. This is attempted murder, honestly. Undertaker mounts the bike, his cold gaze scanning the scene as security and officials flood the area. Chronic and Norton spring into action, blocking the path of anyone trying to intervene. This is chaos. Sting is tied to that bike, and nobody can stop this madman. Undertaker revs the engine, the sound deafening in the confined space. He turns his head slightly to address Sting one last time. At RiotFest, you'll rest in peace, but tonight, you ride in pain. The bike roars forward, dragging Sting across the concrete floor. Officials and security desperately try to reach the scene, but the Death Crew holds the line, fighting off anyone who gets too close. Finally, Undertaker's path is blocked as more security and officials flood the area, forming a human barricade. The motorcycle screeches to a halt, and Undertaker dismounts, standing over Sting's battered body with an icy glare. Thank God for security, but the damage is already done. Sting is barely conscious, and the Undertaker just sent the ultimate message. As security rushes to untie Sting, Undertaker steps back with his Death Crew, a sinister smirk crossing his face. The camera lingers on Sting, bloodied and broken, as officials tend to him. The Death Crew walks off, their laughter echoing through the corridor, leaving a trail of destruction behind them. As we cut commercial break. Come back for commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the main event of the evening. This is a 10-man tag team match scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first, representing the Dangerous Alliance, they are Bradshaw, Farouk, the APA, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, the Belfast Bruiser, Finley, and the Renegade World Champion, Stone Cold, Steve Austin. The Dangerous Alliance enters to a deafening boos. Austin leads the pack, his world title slung over his shoulder, a confident smirk on his face. The APA talk trash to fans at ringside while Anderson and Finley look focused. Austin climbs the turnbuckle, raising his championship high as the crowd rains down jeers. The Dangerous Alliance might be the most dangerous faction in Renegade Wrestling, no pun intended, Austin's their leader and the world champion, and they got the muscle, experience, and ruthlessness to back him up. But tonight, they're in for a fight. And their opponents, the team of Double J, Jeff Jarrett, James Storm, Chris Harris, America's Most Wanted, Green Meanie, and the winner of Battle Riot, the King of Harts, Owen Hart. The crowd erupts as Jeff Jarrett storms out first, followed by America's Most Wanted. He wipe up the crowd. Green Meanie makes his entrance next and energizes the crowd with his antics. Finally, Owen Hart and the audience roar as he confidently strides down the ramp. This ovation says it all. Owen Hart, the man who won Battle Riot, is back and laser focused on RiotFest and the Renegade World Championship. But tonight, he's got a team of fighters by his side, and they're ready to take the fight to the Dangerous Alliance. Two teams face off in the ring, tension thick in the air. Austin and Owen exchange icy glares as the bell rings. The match starts with Jeff Jarrett and Arn Anderson locking up. Anderson uses his veteran savvy to gain the early advantage, but Jarrett counters a suplex into a small package. 1, 2, kick out. Anderson tags in Bradshaw, who bowls over Jarrett with a thunderous shoulder tackle. Bradshaw overpowers Jarrett, but Jarrett escapes to tag in James Storm. Storm utilizes his agility to outmaneuver Bradshaw, hitting a flurry of dropkicks. Storm's momentum is cut short, though, when Farouk is tagged in, and Farouk plants Storm with that massive spine buster. The Dangerous Alliance takes control, isolates Storm with quick tags. Anderson methodically works him over. Finlay brutalizes him with stiff strikes, and Bradshaw lands a devastating fallaway slam. Storm finally encounters Farouk with an enziguri and dives to his corner, tagging in the Green Meanie. Meanie explodes in the ring, taking down Bradshaw and Farouk with clotheslines. He hits a running bulldog in Anderson, and then floors Finlay with a spinning heel kick. Meanie signals for the Meanie Salt, but he's blindsided by Austin, who lays him out with a cheap shot. The match breaks down with all 10 men flood the ring, leading to an all-out brawl. AMW and the APA fight at ringside, trading brutal shots into the barricade. Jarrett and Anderson battle up the ramp, while Green Meanie takes Austin out with a dive to the floor. This leaves Owen and Finlay as the legal men. Owen lights up Finlay with a series of European uppercuts. He follows up with a spinning heel kick and a snap suplex. Finlay tries to mount a comeback, landing a vicious uppercut of his own. But Owen ducks the clothesline and counters with an enziguri. Owen signals for the sharpshooter. As he locks in, the crowd erupts. Sharpshooter is locked in. Finlay got nowhere to go. Finlay struggles, reaching for the ropes, but Owen drags him back to the center of the ring, and he cinches in the hole tighter. Austin grabs his championship belt and is about to rush in to break it up, but Finlay taps out. Finlay taps. Owen Hart has just made a member of the Dangerous Alliance submit. Ding, ding, ding. Here are your winners by submission: Jeff Jarrett, James Storm, Chris Harris, the Green Meanie, and Owen Hart. Owen's team celebrates in the ring as the Dangerous Alliance regroups on the outside. Austin steps up on the apron, pulling the Renegade World Championship high. Owen stares him down, pointing at the belt and mouthing, "That's mine." That's the image right there, folks. Owen Hart, the Battle Riot winner, sending a clear message to Stone Cold Steve Austin. RiotFest is coming, and this showdown for the Renegade World Championship is going to be a war. The show fades to black as two rivals lock eyes. The crowd buzzing with anticipation for RiotFest. This has been an FWA Network podcast production.